slides are visible? Slides are visible?
Visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. You can stop me at any place. If you feel anything, you can very well speak. I think I am quite effective in conveying the things.
Yes, sir.
Things would have been,
Yes, sir.
things would have been very good if it would have been this one, instead of virtual, if it would have been direct, this one, things would have been very good. Of course, okay, whatever the government suggests, we have to follow. Now, the next talk, I will be talking on conservation of orchids, a boon for research in biological sciences. Orchids are very, very important plants, and they are the very important entities. They are referred to as botanical jewels. They are referred to as aristocrat plant in the plant kingdom. Aristocrat plant, very, very highly prized plants. And even in the 17th century itself, one small twig of lady sleeper orchids was sold for 9,000 rupees at that time. So that is an example given, and orchids are referred to as aristocrat plants. And they are the plants which are earning a huge money for some of the countries. And of course, in India, still it is in infancy stage, and not much work is carried out. The countries like Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, they are earning lakhs and crores of rupees. Amsterdam, there are earning crores of rupees from this orchid plant trade. So I will be speaking on conservation of orchids, a boon for research in biological sciences. Here I have shown some of the photographs. Silogon odorosima, a very important endemic orchid of Western Ghats. Papapudellum drury, only one lady sleeper orchid of South India, which is present in Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. And this is Vanda thwaitzii, again endemic to Tamil Nadu area, a rare orchid. I have just shown the photographs here. Come, let us continue. Let us see the journey and let us see the chemistry involved. Of course, this I already told Mission Life. This I have completed, and about Botanical Survey of India also, just objectives, conservation aspect. Now coming to National Academic Experiment Garden. Of course, I told orchids are the aristocrat plants, and they are the plants of aesthetic beauty, and they are the, I will be showing some of the slides in future. And this is the National Academic Experiment Garden of ERCOT, where orchid conservation is being done by the Botanical Survey of India Southern Research Center, and I was in charge of this National Archidarium before moving to UGC Post Indian Botanic Garden for nearly 6 years. It is situated in 35 kilometers away from Salem at Chevrolet Hills of ERCOT is present. And here is Dr. Satish Kumar visiting the National Archidarium to have a look of the orchids conserved there, a world famous scientist in orchidology. Recently retired from Tropical Botanical Garden, Trivandrum, and he is visiting National Archidarium for observing the orchid conservation made in National Archidarium Experiment Garden at ERCOT. And of course, National Archidarium Experiment Garden is also known for conservation of Nepenthes khasiana, a North Indian plant of Khasi Hills. From last 40 to 50 years, it has been conserved in National Academic Experimental Garden ERCOT, and the maturest of the mature in South India can be seen only in ERCOT. No other place you will see that much mature Nepenthes khasiana, and it is having a credit. National Academic and Experimental Garden is having a credit of conserving this plant from last 40 to 50 years. And these are the glimpses of some of the National Archidarium, the glass houses and the greenhouses of this National Academic Experimental Garden, and how these orchids has conserved. In some of the preceding slides, I'll be showing this to you people. Of course, orchids, I told, orchids are the flowers of exquisite beauty and variety. Orchids have always been seen as symbol of love, beauty, grace, nobility, and elegance. The incredible range of diversity in size, shape, structure, and color of the orchid flowers records their position as botanical jewels. They are called botanical jewels because each and everything is fascinating. Their structure is fascinating, their color is fascinating, their anatomy is fascinating, their phenology is fascinating. So much of PhD thesis still can be brought out in this group of these orchids, and very, very interesting plants, and even economically important also. Orchids account for multi-million-dollar floricultural trade worldwide as cut flowers as well as pot plants, and share nearly 8% of international flower market. At the global level, they share 8% of the international flower market. The very important character of the flower of this, it is having long vast life of the flower. Some of the flowers, they remain fresh even for 2 to 3 weeks, or even sometimes we can say 2 to 3 weeks, as well as for 1 month also. One plant, Dendrobium soni, we found it flowered in the National Archidarium. We noted the initial date of flowering nearly for more than 60 to 70 days, it was completely fresh. So long vast life is the very advantageous feature of the flowers of these orchids. That's why they are used, they are preferred in these bouquets, and some of the ornamental this one pots, they are prepared and kept in airports, and some of the functions also they are used for completely decoration purpose. So long life of waters of these orchids, long vast life, the flowers of these orchids have further enhanced their value among the horticulturists and garden enthusiasts the world over. Some of the orchids, of course, here I am showing the orchids of this hybrid orchids. And hybrid orchids are also very important aspect from the research point of view. So many hybrids has been developed, and their coloration, their shape, their decoration, you can have a look of this just to get convinced with regard to their diversity. I'm just showing some of the slides. This is cymbidiums, which has been hybridized, and they have been brought out for decoration purpose. And Papapedilum also one of the lady slipper orchids. Of course, lady slipper, about the lady slipper orchids, I'll be talking in some of the preceding slides. Hybrids of lady slipper orchids, you see the coloration, the shape, we'll get, even it is beyond human imagination. We'll see their modifications. Some of the flowers, they resemble bee, some of the flowers resemble the monkey, some of the flowers resemble the donkey, and they have been nicknamed accordingly. I'll be showing, and it is called biomimicry. About the biomimicry in the preceding slides I'll be showing. And some of this phalaenopsis, again costly orchid phalaenopsis. How fascinating colors, you just see their shape and colors, excellent plants, and that's why they are nicknamed as plant jewels. And again phalaenopsis, some of the ornamentations and the coloration in phalaenopsis, you just have a look. Except black and blue, almost all the colors are found in the flowers of these orchids, and the shapes will be so fascinating, and it will be beyond human imagination how nature has gifted this group of the plants. You can have a look. And again vandas are also hybrid vandas, coloration you just see blue, again blue vanda. Of course, distribution wise, if we see geographically, orchids are distributed worldwide with greater concentration in tropical and subtropical regions of high humidity. Compared to temperate, tropical countries are highly rich in this orchid population, and they are present in the areas which are having high humid areas. They will be present. Mexico, Central and South America and Asia are rich in orchid population. World level, if you consider, these are the countries which are having high population of the orchids. Rainfall of about 1,500 to 2,500 millimeter per year distributed for a long period from April to October, and relative humidity of 70 to 95%, and temperature ranging from 10 to 15 degree provide optimum climate conditions for majority of the orchids. For their growth, for the development, optimum conditions are there. 1,500 to 2,500 minimum rainfall should be there for annually, and temperature should range from 10 to 15 degree, and humidity of 70 to 95% should be there for the proper growth of these orchids. And they are cosmopolitan in distribution. Orchids are cosmopolitan in distribution, occurring in almost all every habitat apart from deserts and marine and glaciers. The great majority are to be found in the tropics, mostly Asia, South America, and Central America, but they are also found above the Arctic Circle. Here you can see near to the poles also, Arctic poles also, some of the Arctic areas are present. Arctic Circle in southern Patagonia, and even on Macquarie Island close to Antarctica, these orchids are worldwide distributed, and they are cosmopolitan in distribution. Except marine and desert areas and glaciers, they are present all over the world. And in India, if we take three important areas, one is northeastern India, northeastern Himalayan area especially. This is the hotspot for orchid population. Then in south, we are having Western Ghats. They are also highly dominated with orchid population, and Andaman Nicobar Islands are the third place with regard to this orchid population in India. And these orchids, they show biomimicry in animation form. The most intriguing feature of the orchid flower is their striking resemblance to various forms of animal life to attract different pollinators, to bring about deceitful pollination, to attract some of the insects for pollination. They take different animation forms, and they mimic the shape, pigmentation, and even the color. Particularly, even the scent given by the female insect also is produced to attack the male insects. The male in search of a mate is attracted by the flower, and not only cheated by its pleasure, but it is made to fly away with a load of pollen instead. So in this, based on the shape and the coloration and the different modifications, they are nicknamed as dancing girl orchid. especially Oncidium goldianum and Oncidium, like a dancing girl, dancing lady, English lady dancing with her skirt. This is called dancing girl orchid. Oncidium is the genus. Then we are having bee orchid, Ophiris epifera, and even Catonia peduncularis present in North India. In this Western Ghats also is referred to as bumblebee orchid, and Ophiris epifera resemble like a bee. And then donkey orchid, Diuris longifolia is this donkey orchid. And monkey orchid, Archisimia, it will resemble like a monkey. Then spider orchid, arachnid species are referred to as spider orchid. Lizard orchid, Himanthoglosum hircinum is the spider orchid. Then we are having Dracula orchid. Due to the blood striations, since the blood striations present, it is referred to as Dracula orchid, and the botanical name is also Dracula chestertoni is the botanical name of this Dracula orchid. And then again, biomimicry continued. This is mark orchid, Epigenium amplum resembles a moth, the flower resembles a moth. Then green spider orchid, especially in Habenaria oilifolia, just you can plug this flower and keep it on the, I will be showing some of the photographs in the next slide. Green spider, so Habenaria oilifolia and Habenaria multicordata acts as the spider orchid. Here is the dove orchid. You can have a look of a dove here sitting in its cage. Peristea alata is the plant, and here it resembles a dove. And here is the white ant orchid or the termite orchid, Anectochilus elatear, endemic Western Ghats, thoracic portion, and this is the head portion of the ant or the termite, and this is called Anectochilus elatear. Then butterfly orchid, Papilantha terris is the butterfly orchid, resembles the butterfly. This is the laughing orchid present in Northeast India. Phalaenopsis parishi, as though the human face laughing, it is referred to as laughing orchid. Phalaenopsis parishi. This is bull's head orchid, Silogyne ovalis, present in South India. This is Western Ghat element, Silogyne ovalis. This is area Andamanica, referred to as sparrow orchid, as though a sparrow standing. This is the beak of the sparrow, legs of the sparrow, sparrow orchid, resemble the sparrow, referred to as area Andamanica. This is Bulbophyllum rochalianum parrot orchid. You see the beak of the parrot. If you hold the parrot with its tail, and this is the thoracic portion of the parrot, and referred to as Bulbophyllum rochalianum, very beautiful orchid. If you look from the close angle, it will be very beautiful parrot orchid, Bulbophyllum rochalianum. Continuing, this is the lady slipper orchids. You see, in India, we are having 6 lady slipper orchids. 5 are present in northeastern India. Only 1 is present in South India. This is Papapedilum drury. Augusta Hills is the native place, and remaining 5, Papapedilum spicerianum, Papapedilum insigne, Papapedilum villosum, Papapedilum hirsutissimum, Papapedilum ferianum. These are all 5 present in northeastern India. Only 1 South Indian lady slipper orchid is Papapedilum drury, present in Augusta Hills. Then these are the lady slipper orchids, very rare, and even their complexion and their modifications are so fascinating. Then we are having duck orchid, Tinea bicornis, again present in Western Ghats. And this is the Tinea bicornis, as though the duck swimming in the water. This is the Tinea bicornis. Again, dancing doll orchid, Oncidium goldianum species, yellow color, dancing lady or the dancing girl orchid it is called. Here is the eagle orchid, Stenophia wardiae. Stenophia wardiae is the eagle orchid, as though the eagle lifting the chick from its beak as well with the help of leg, exactly in the place of the eye of the eagle. Eagle is there, the tail of the eagle, feather of the eagle. So Stenophia wardiae, the modification is so fascinating. If you see the flower in National Orchid Experimental Haircut, if you visit in the month of October, November, you can see the flowering of this Stenophia wardiae. Of course, this is exotic plant and conserved here in National Orchid Haircut. And then we are having cricket orchid, Brassia cordata. The flower looks like a cricket. Then butterfly orchid, again, Psychopsis papilio also is referred to as butterfly orchid. Then duck orchid, Clina major is the duck orchid. The flower resembles like a duck. Then here is a deer's head orchid. Calypso bulbosa is the deer's head orchid. Then dog orchid, Codonorchis lysinoe is known as the dog orchid. Then fire orchid, Renanthera inshutiana, present in northeastern India, and it is one of the rare species. Sometimes it is called red vanda also. Red vanda, very rare and rarity plant. Collection of this red vanda is completely banned in northeastern India. Red orchid referred to as fire orchid also, because it resembles fire. You may be knowing this. What is this liliaceae plant? Gloriosa superba, known as the flame of the forest. So it resembles the Gloriosa superba, and so that's why it is called fire orchid. And then we are having mouse foxtail orchid. Renanthera insuetiana is the orchid called foxtail orchid. The flower resembles the foxtail. Some of the ladies in the northeastern India during the festival time, they decorate their hair with this inflorescence of this foxtail orchid, Renanthera insuetiana. Renanthera insuetiana. Then Renanthera insuetiana, yes. Then no, not this is not Renanthera insuetiana. Renanthera insuetiana is a red orchid. This is Rincostylis retusa. Sorry, Rincostylis retusa is called. This is foxtail orchid. Rincostylis retusa. Rincostylis retusa. The inflorescence used for decoration of by the ladies. This is called mosquito orchid. Again, Hebineria andamanica. Hebineria andamanica is called mosquito orchid. The flower resembles a mosquito. Here is mousetail orchid. Oberonia browniana. Oberonia browniana is called mousetail orchid. Then it is present in Western Ghats as well as in northeastern India also. This is that bumblebee orchid I told, bee orchid, Catonia peduncularis, endemic to Western Ghats. Of course, this monkey orchid, Orchis simia, is the monkey orchid, and this is called snake orchid or leafless orchids. Tinophyllum alvizii, present in Western Ghats, especially in the avalanche area of Ooty. If you go into the deep forest, you will find this Tinophyllum alvizii very small. Even to locate also, it is very difficult in the trees. And since close up I have used, it is looking so big. So apart from ornamentation, these orchids are also very important from the medicinal point of view. The presence of glycosides, steroids, alkaloids in the flowers as well as in the plant body, they are very, very, very important medicinal use are also present in these orchids. Charaka Samhita has in his Charak, the learned medicinal person, he has referred these orchids in his Charaka Samhita, this one in the 5th century BC itself. And then Acampia primosa, this is that sometimes they call it tiger orchid also, that is used in rheumatic diseases. Cymbidium aloefolium, is used as rheumatic. Then Cymbidium elegans, nervous disorders, Cymbidium elegans. Then Area musicola, heart problem. Eulophia epidentia vermifuge, Eulophia nuda as blood purifier. Geodorum densiflum, here is the flower. It is used as Geodorum densiflum for insecticide purposes. Hebinia acuminata is tonic. Liparis rhodata buns. Rincostylis retusa, I told this foxtail orchid is used for rheumatism and emollient. Then Cetarium nepalensis for malaria. This one, Vanda cerulean, blue vanda, very beautiful blue vanda, native of northeastern India, especially in Shillong area. It is used as eye disease and cataract. To cure cataract and glaucoma, the solution of this flowers is used. And again, this one, Dendrobium nobile. Dendrobium nobile is also used for eye troubles and wounds. This Dendrobium nobile, the state tree of Sikkim Gamtok, Dendrobium nobile, very beautiful orchid of this Sikkim Gamtok is used for controlling some of the eye troubles and eye diseases. And of course, when it comes to the history of these orchids have poor fossil history. They originated in Southeast Asia some 40 million years ago. Theophrastus is the first to refer the group of orchids called Orchis in his book Enquiry into the Plants. The name orchid is derived from the Greek word orchis, meaning testis, and refers to the parent tubers of terrestrial orchid genus Orchis and other similar genera. Orchids constitute one of the highly evolved, diverse, and successful group of flowering plants. Orchids show extremely incredible range of specialization in floral parts, which are unparalleled in any group in any other group. I told they are very, very unique plant. Their anatomy also is also unique because of the presence of mycorrhizal association of the fungus. It is very interesting. Their phenology also is interesting. Their morphology also is interesting. If you take into consideration their habit, they show epiphytic character. They show lithophytic character. They act as terrestrial orchids. 10% of the orchids are terrestrial orchid. So much of modification with regard to growth pattern. They show monopodial growth and sympodial growth, and very, very unique plants and very costly plants and aristocratic plants. Some of these modifications and their looks of this orchid conserved in this present in this Nilgiri Basin Reserve and northeastern India. I'll be showing some of the figures of these orchids. And with regard to the history, time is also very short. I will not go. Some of the scientists who have contributed for this orchids are, one is Van Reed, who described Vanda and several other orchids in his book Charak Samhita. Charak himself has completely brought out the details of this Vanda in his Charak Samhita, the medicinally important, the ledger, the Bible of this medicinal plant. Has been referred, reference has been made in 125 AD itself by the Charak. Then this one, Van Reed also has brought out a description of 8 species of orchids. he has completely brought out. And then William Rasbro, the superintendent of this UGC Indian Botanic Garden, in his Flora Indica, what I told, 3 volumes, which was first document of this Indian plants before J.D. Hooker's British India, Flora British India. In his Flora India, 57 species of orchids, William Rasbro, Indian orchids had he had brought out the description. Some other works, Nathaniel Wallich also has carried out much work on the documentation of this orchids of India, and especially John Lindley is referred to as father of orchidology. And in India, many of the species of this Indian orchids has been described by John Lindley, Professor John Lindley. He is as a father of orchidology. Contributions to the orchidology in India, volume number 1, 1857. He released 126 species of orchids he has described in his publication. And some other, of course, J.D. Hooker's contribution to Orchids-A cannot be overruled, and he has completely described 1,600 species of orchids in his book, A Century of Indian Orchids, as well as Flora of British India also he has described. Even Sir George King also has brought out the orchids of Sikkim Himalayas in collaboration with Pantling. He has published the books on orchids of Sikkim Himalaya. And even Dhuti also has brought description of some of the new species of orchids from northwest and central India. Dhuti also has brought out. And some more recent in 19th century, some researchers, Father Santapo, who had become the director of Botanical of India for quite some time, he has brought out orchids of Bombay. Then A.S. Rao has published orchids of Khasi Hills. J. Joseph, orchids of Nilgiri, even a small book, very nice descriptions about the orchids of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Very nicely he has brought out in this orchid. He has served Botanical of India Southern Circle also. Then we have S.N. Hegde, a native of Bangalore who worked in northeastern India, Arunachal, and described many of the orchids of and he is instrumental in establishing an orchid. He and A.N. Rao, A. Nageshwar Rao have brought out many of the publications. S.N. Hegde and A. Nageshwar Rao, Studies in the Family Orchids-A of Arunachal Pradesh. His PhD thesis also is that one, and so many new species of orchids of northeastern he has published. And now Pukan, Sandhya Jyoti Pukan, a retired joint director of Botanical of India, she has also especially revised the genus Coelogene, and she has reported many of the rare and endemic orchids of northeastern India. And now, of course, N.P. Balakrishnan, especially in Andaman Nicobar Island, S.P. Balakrishnan, still alive in Coimbatore, around 85 years old. Recently, we have met him, myself and Dr. Sanjappa visited him, his house, and he has also brought out much of the work on this orchid monographs he has published. Then we are having H.J. Chowdhury, again a joint director of Botanical of India. He has brought out orchids of Arunachal Pradesh. He has completely published, and many of the orchids here. And of course, Satish Kumar, a world famous orchidologist of India. He has. Pardon? Hello? Anything? I'll just complete within a very short time. And then orchids are monocotyledons and belong to the family Orchids-A, which includes 820 genera and 25,000 species world over. Orchids constitute 8% of flowering species and 60% of the monocots. In India, 1,200 species are present in 178 genera, and they are recorded, and numbers keep on changing because new additions and deletions and mergings will taking place. And of course, overall figure, if you take 1,200 species all over India belonging to 178 genera has been reported. Of course, 1 lakh registered hybrids or 2 lakh also we can say. 2 lakh registered hybrids also present world over of these orchids. And they show two types of growth pattern: monopodial growth and sympodial growth. In monopodial, especially in ground orchids, monopodial growth is seen. The shoot elongates vertically and main axis grows. And sympodial orchid, many of the epiphytic orchids, they show sympodial growth in which the main axis reduces its growth, and the next propagation or the next growth takes place from the side branches. And many sympodial orchids, they produce pseudobulbs. Specialized structures called pseudobulbs is the presence of very good character of these orchids, and which acts as the reserve food organs for food and nutrients. Pseudobulbs may be of different types. They may be cylindrical, spindle shape, egg shape, spherical, barrel shape, and button shape. Suitables may be as small as 1 to 2 millimeter as in bulbophyllum minutissima, as long as 30 meters in Vanilla Vakari. So diversity of size also completely differs. Some of the orchids are very, very difficult to even locate in the field, and some of will be very robust. Some of the Grammatophyllum species and Galeola species, they are very, very big. Vanilla Vakari running inside the forest for 30 to 40 meters. You have to drag it, and then you have to take the photographs. And very, very big and very small orchids, Bulbophyllum minutissima, Oberonia, and then even Eria minutissima, are they are all very, very small orchids. I'll be showing some of the photographs of these orchids. And orchids exhibit terrestrial, epiphytic, and lithophytic habitat. I already told they show the habits is terrestrial. 10% are terrestrial, about 80 to 90% are epiphytic. They grow on other trees just for support. They are attached to the trees, but they will never act as a parasite to the host plant. And there are some of the lithophytes on the rocky surfaces also. Some of the, especially Bulbophyllum fuscopurpureum, an endemic orchid of Bulbophyllum of South India, present in Western Ghats. It will be growing in bunches on the some of the tree, some of the stones which are present inside the tea estate as well as coffee estate. In large lump sum, we can see their growth as lithophytes and saprophytes. Some of the orchids are saprophytes also growing on the dead body. Epipogium roseum is the example, and even some of the other species of Digmoplexis palens also is some of the saprophytic orchid example. And terrestrial orchids, Anectochellus, are rooted in the soil. Anectochellus habenaria, biggest genus of the terrestrial orchid. Nearly 80 species of habenarias are present in India, and they are growing as terrestrial orchid. Epiphytic orchids linked to the support like trees. Most of the epiphytic orchids produce aerial roots. The presence of velamen roots or the aerial roots is another very important adaptation by these epiphytic orchids. Example for this is Dendrobium, Cymbidium, Bulbophyllum. They produce aerial roots in their plant body, and they help to absorb the atmosphere, moisture from the atmosphere, and help for the growth of the orchids. Lithophytic orchids grow on the rocks, and some of the example Vanda, Coelogenium, and Bulbophyllum grow on the rocks, and they very well. Saprophytic orchids grow on the dead, and this one Epipogium roseum and some Eulophia species, and then Digmoplexis palens are some of the saprophytic orchids. Orchid flower is very, very simple. It will have 3 petals and 3 tepals, and looks to be simple, but they are complicated. One petal is modified into a specialized structure called lip or the labellum. This is the lip or the labellum. The innermost petal gets modified into the form a specialized structure. Based on the lip and labellum structure, identification of the orchids is done. Time is very short, little fast. And some of the structures of this lip and labellum, how they are modified and how they are being dissected and they have been showed. And even in the lip and labellum also different positions are there. It is called the hyposhell. Some of the areas are there, hyposhell, mesoshell, and epishell. Based on the structure of this mesoshell, identification will be done by observing these lip and labellum structures. And even one important modification of this orchid flower is presence of gynostomium. The male and female sex organs, they fuse together to form a single structure called gynostomium. Male and female sex organs are fused to form a complex structure called column or gynostomium. So here is the stigmatic cavity, and here will be the rostellum, and pollinia will be present here. Once the insect visit this stigmatic, it goes to the stigmatic cavity, and rostellum will bend down, and the pollinia will be released to the body of this insect. So that will be showing some of the visiting slides I will show. And again, gynostomium, different types of gynostomiums are present. Rostellum here, stylidium also is present, and stigma is there. And then pollinarium will be present. Once it visits this stigmatic surface, this bends, and pollinia from here attaches to the body of the insect. Sorry. And again, the presence of pollinia. The pollen grains are in orchids are enclosed into a specialized structure called pollinia. The compound structure formed by the pollinia, cortical stripe, and viscidum is known as the pollen appearance or pollinarium. It is called pollinarium. The pollen grains in orchids adhere with each other by means of certain viscid or waxy substances and form a definitely shaped mass called pollinium. The number, shape, texture, and nature of its associated structures vary considerably and is an important character to delimit orchid taxa at the rank of genus even. These are the very important characters. Again, one more character to identify the orchids. Sometimes pollinia have a stalk-like elongation known as cardicles. Cardicles are also present, some elongated structure, and even stripe also will be present, which will be non-sticky area. And these are all the structures present to help the plant to just release its pollinia once the pollinator visits this one. Stripes are the non-sticky Visidium is the sticky pad to which the stipe or caudicle is attached by its end, carrying the whole pollinia. This helps in pollen transfer by sticking to the back of visiting insect. Shape of pollinia vary from globose, ovoid, and discoid or triangular, and even number varies from 2 to 8 in some of the orchids. Based on the number and based on the shape of the pollinium, also identification will be done. And pollinia is in the form of pollen are in the form which are small clumps that contain thousands of pollen grains massed together. Orchids have 2, 4, 6, or 8 pollinia. And coming to the seeds, orchid, one more adaptation of orchid is presence of the capsule is the fruit. And once if we open the capsule, millions and millions of seeds will be present, and seeds are no endosperm is present, only seed coat and one embryo will be present. There can be up to 3 million seeds in a single pod. This pod opened and millions of seeds. Of course, the germination rate also is only 1%, and nature has gifted orchids with vegetative propagation. Just the sympodial growth, the side branch we can take and put it on some tree or some humus area, it will just grow, and this is the way the adaptation of the orchids. And then I told size also varies. I told small size, small leafless orchid, Ctenophilum always a very difficult to locate in the forest. This is the close-up I have just used, and I have taken the photograph of Ctenophilum always a very minute orchid. Then we are having button orchid. Inside the moss growing on the stem branches, it will be just hiding inside the moss and very difficult to locate. Area exilis or area minutissimum or very small button-like orchid. Of course, the size, if you take robust growth, Grammatophyllum speciosum. Of course, this is the exotic orchid. I have taken the photograph in TBGR, Satish's lab, where he has brought it from Thailand, and he has established this Grammatophyllum speciosum. More than 1.5 meters, the pseudobulb area will be present. And Vanilla walkeri, again an endemic orchid of Western Ghats, especially in Dharmapuri, Chittari Hill Forest. So much of population can be seen of the Vanilla walkeri running to 3 to 5 meters, and we can very well drag it, and we have dragged the Vanilla walkeri pseudobulb and kept it on the tree stump and taken the photograph. And about the national orchidariums, Government of India has having only 2 orchidariums in our India. Of course, forest departments are also, they are opening their orchidarium in different forest areas, but designated national orchidarium from the Government of India are only 2, and they are in the custody of Botanical Survey of India. One is that National Orchidarium at Shillong. Our Shillong circle is maintaining this, and the next one is National Orchidarium at Yercaud, which was established in the year 1963, and conserving more than 200 species of orchid plants in the Yercaud National Orchidarium and Experimental Garden. National Orchidarium Yercaud, about 200 species belonging to 60 genera. Mass cultivation of epiphytic orchids like Coelogene, Beriscapa, Cymbidium alveolum, Dendrobium aequium, Dendrobium fimbriatum, area passiflora, Pseudoclavicalis in the terrestrial bed has been carried out to increase the cultivation. The epiphytic orchids has been raised in the terrestrial beds by providing some of the mixture, and I will be showing some of the photographs how they have been raised in the National Academy to increase the mass, to have the mass cultivation. And these are some of the collection areas in the Western Ghats. I told these stone areas on which Bulbophyllum fuscoporicum, lorry load of Bulbophyllum fuscoporicum growing as lithophyte. On some of the trees, area passiflora growing all over. And here in one tree, 4 to 5 orchids are present. The Cymbidium is there, Dendrobium herbaceum is there, then area passiflora is there, Bulbophyllum is there, Coelogene is there. So these are the areas how they will be growing inside the Western Ghat areas. These are the areas we have just surveyed. And these are again some of the collection areas. Mukrutiri National Park, Naduvattam Ghat, O Valley, Neelambur in Western Ghats has been conserved. And collection of Vanilla walkeri in Chittari Hills. He is the forest guard along with us, and he is our gardener, Dr. Mr. Jayaraman, very good in climbing the trees. And collection of orchids is also one difficulty is from the forest department, and another difficulty they will be growing on very, very big trees. Collection and identification without the climbing person. Collection is also he's collecting Dendrobium jordanianum from a tree which is growing on the tree. So this is Vanda's tessellata in Chittari Hills of Dharmapuri district. We have just gone and we have collected here so much of Vanda tessellata is present. Vanilla walkeri also is very much present in Chittari Hills of Dharmapuri district. And then we have collected lateral details also. I have presented in Orchid Societies of India's lecture in their seminar, and we have just, it was appreciated by the chairman Bhatnagar, who was the professor of Delhi University, appreciated. BSI is the only department who have given the lateral details of these collection areas like that. and all the lateral line details of these different areas has been documented. Even some of the orchids which are present, their lateral line data, these will be helpful for locating them in the next when we are going for collection. This one, and some collection areas in the field we have carried out. This is the Bangitapal area of Mukriti National Park. Only one guest house, and remaining night is so risky. Many of the elephants also visit in this area. We remained for 2 to 3 days inside this Bangitapal guest house, which was constructed in the time of 1935 or 32. It has been constructed by Britishers, Bangitapal area, and this is the grasslands of this Mukriti National Park. Here our driver and our gardener is sitting. We are in the different other hillock and we have taken the photograph. And this is again Mukriti National Park, some catchment area, and we are going for some of the terrestrial orchids like Acanthopippium, Melaxis, especially growing in some of these grasslands. And then in northeastern India also we have carried out collections. This is the Arunachal Pradesh State Forest Research Institute of Itanagar. We have visited and we have carried out much of the collections. This is the Dendrobium palpebrae growing inside the forest of this Itanagar. Very beautiful orchids. If you just locate them in the forest and study, you never forget. The experience will be so good and so fascinating. Some of the plants are so nice to just look. Here is Oberonia verticillata. We are just observing any other bulbophyllums are there like that. And so, and how this has been how these orchids has been conserved in the National Aquarium experiment that we're using different methods. I am just showing here. Papillium multiplied in the Papillium house of the mist chamber. Then orchids going hanging pots. Orchid going in again hanging pots for to make it attractive. And in bamboo planks also we will be raising some of the bamboo planks, and even on the tree funds also will be growing some of the orchids, and tissue culture also is being carried out in National Aquarium and Experimental Garden. And different houses has been made. Cymbidium house, this is the outer photograph, and this is the inside the area of the Cymbidium. Dendrobium house, more than 10 to 12 species of Dendrobium has been conserved inside the Dendrobium house. We are having Coelogene house, and different methods we have just followed. 1 feet bamboo plants for bulbophyllum species, and Coelogene in bamboo plants of 1 meter. And this is the tree branch. Coelogene cristata beautifully growing on the tree fern stem, and this is on the stem also, dried stem also. Some of the bulb of this one Coelogene nitida is luxuriantly growing and flowering also. And different mechanism what we use to prepare these beds in the terrestrial bed. This is the combination of leaf mulch and brick pieces and charcoal, how it is mixed for raising different orchids, epiphytic orchids, thick leaved and some delicate this one, and modifications are made and they are raised in some of the beds. And these are the beds you see. These are some of the beds where Dendrobium fimbriatum is growing. Here is the Liparis vidiflora is growing, an epiphytic orchid growing in the terrestrial beds. Here the mixture is put in the terrestrial beds in the form of brick pieces, charcoal, and then leaf mulch is used, and they are introduced, and luxuriantly they grow, and they even give the flowering. And even in the different parts also we grow these orchids in different accessions, and their phenology is studied. This is inside the mist chamber. We are having lady sleeper orchids, especially all the lady sleepers orchids are banned plants. They are the Schedule 1 plants. And here in the National Aquarium we are having all the 6 species of lady sleeper orchids, and every year they are very profusely flowering. Papapedilum spicerianum, this is the Papapedilum spicerianum in flowering. And of course, for mass cultivation, I told in the beds is the very important attraction of this National Arcadium. Stipulated area is dig to about 50 centimeters, and the soil is scooped out. How the beds are prepared? Broken pieces of earthen pots and bricks are filled to about 5 centimeters. Sometimes stone pebbles are also used. Over these, leaf mulch and pieces of tree fern, bark pieces and charcoal in 1:1 proportion are evenly spread over the area in a way to provide sufficient aeration space to the roots. Manure is very rarely applied to the wild orchids. Diluted cow dung, sometimes cow dung slurry will be little bit helpful, and insecticides are not at all used. However, neem leaf extract or powder is somewhat beneficial if you want to use some insecticide if they are attacked by some of the insects. So this is the way how the terrestrial beds are maintained in National Arcadium. And here are some of the orchids terrestrial orchids and epiphytic orchids, which are the orchids which has been conserved here. I have enlisted them and I will be showing the photographs of them to just to understand the diversity and their shape of these orchids. Now we are having Acanthophyllum bicolor, Anneria rotundifolia, Anectochus elatia, Calanthe masuca, Calanthe triplicata, Chytostelis flabellata, Eulopia epidendria, Geodrum densiflum, Hebenaria, 4 to 5 species of Hebenarias. We are having Liparis artopurpurea and Malaxis redia, Nervili arugona, Tinea, Bicornis, Papillum drury. These are the Vanilla walkeri, Zixen gracilis, and Zixen legularis. These are the terrestrial orchids we have just conserved in National Arcadianum, and how they look like. You can have a look of this one. This is Acanthophyllum bicolor, again one terrestrial, beautiful terrestrial orchid. It is called mug plant. It looks like a water mug, and sometimes they call dog tongue plant also, because the lip looks like the dog tongue. So Acanthophyllum bicolor, endemic to Western Ghats, very beautiful orchid of Western Ghats. Anheria rotundifolia, again very RET species. Anheria rotundifolia, this is the inflorescence. Only single flower comes and white flower will be there. Anheria rotundifolia, very rare endemic orchid of Western Ghats. Then we are having Anectochus elatia. It is called jewel orchid. On the leaf surface, you will have golden color venations, and some people they call it is hallucination effect. Every morning, if you see the leaves, it will completely brush. This one enhance the nervous system, central nervous system, like that. They call commonly called jewel orchid, and this is the flowering of this jewel orchid. Sometimes people call it as white ant or termite orchid, because the flower resembles white ant or the termite. Anectochus elatia, again endemic to Western Ghats. This is Calanthe masuca, very common ground orchid in Western Ghats. Then we are having Eulopia epidendria. The spike will be nearly 1 meter length, and the flowers will be small. Sometimes they are pinkish blue, and this is the Eulopia epidendria. Then Epipogium roseum, I told saprophytic orchid without chlorophyll. The complete plant is without chlorophyll, Epipogium roseum, and this is a close-up of this Epipogium roseum. Geodrum densiflorum, again ground. As soon as the first rain happens in the Western Ghats, the plant appears from the ground and it just comes out, Geodrum densiflorum. Then we are having Hebenaria. Of course, Hebenaria is very big genus. We are having 80 species of Hebenaria all over India. Western Ghats also having more than 18 to 90 species of Hebenaria. This is Hebenaria longicorniculata, Hebenaria longicorno. Longicorniculata, the spur will be very long. Longicorno, half of that spur of longicorniculata. Hebenaria longicorno. This is Hebenaria multicordata. And then I told green spider. This is Hebenaria roxburghii. Leaves are completely stuck to the ground. And here, Hebenaria longicorniculata, other species, the leaves will be 4 to 5 centimeters above the ground. So these are some of the characters to study these orchids. And this is that Hebenaria oilifolia, I told now, green spider orchid. Just lifting the flower like this and keeping on the black cloth and taking the photograph looking like a green spider. This is Hebenaria, the biomimicry, what the flower shows. And this is Liparis whitei, again a rare terrestrial orchid of endemic to Western Ghats. We are having Liparis artopurpurea. Sometimes they call it as fan orchid. The flower looks like a Crompton fan. Sometimes to remember, it is called fan orchid, Crompton fan orchid. Liparis artopurpurea, endemic to Western Ghats. Tinea bicornis, common in Western Ghats. I told duck orchid, as though the flower resemble as though the duck swimming in the water. Then this is Papillum drury, the only lady slipper orchid of South India, present in Agastyamallar hills of Trivandrum. This is the only lady slipper orchid of Western Ghats. We are having this plant conserved in the National Academic Experimental Garden. Vanilla walkeri, I told, very long. Of course, vanilla is the green gold. I'll be showing next slide with regard to this is the used in pastry industry. Of course, this is not so much economically important as that of Vanilla planifolia, which is the economically important. Of course, as a generic system for hybridization work, this will be very good material. Vanilla walkeri, capsules, and habit of this plant. Long 3 to 5 meters length of the suitable can be seen. And orchids gives us vanilla, one of the world's most popular flavoring agent. Here, artificial pollination has to carried out for getting the pods, and this is a multi-million business in all over the world. And now we are collected terrestrial orchid, Zixen longilabris and Zixen gracilis, very rare to locate. Zixen gracilis very distinct to locate, but longilabris is commonly present in Western Ghats. And then Gooderia procera also is there. Then Chytostelis flabellata. The most important feature, integrating feature, is presence of green patches in the lip. The green dots in the lip is the identification character of Chytostelis flabellata, ground orchid of this Western Ghats. And then coming to epiphytic orchids, nearly 60 to 70 epiphytic orchids, we have just conserved them in this national orchidarium. Some of them are, you see, some of them are, one is Acampia primosa, Eridis bulbophyllum, then we are having Coeloganes, then we are having Cymbidium, Dendrobium, Diplocentrum, Area passiflora, then we are having Gastrochilus, Liparis, Overonia, Papilanthe, Polystachya, Porpex. How they look like, I will be showing, and they have been completely conserved, and their phenological data also has been completely documented, and all the details are kept intact. And we are having Porpex reticulata, Rincostalis retusa, the foxtail orchid I have told, Rubicacia gracilis, again one more rare orchid of Western Ghats has been collected, and two species, Rubicacia josephiana and Rubicacia gracilis. Seed and Fidelina chrysantha also is endemic to Western Ghats. Sarhucera lanceolate, of course, very common. Two species are the Sarhucera lanceolate and Sarhucera latifolia. Tinophyllum alvise, I told, very small snake-like orchid, which is present deep inside the tree, located itself, is very difficult. Tinophyllum alvise, Triastoxia, okay, common, Vanda testacea, Vanda tessellata, Vanda spatulata, and Zenicophyton spianum, a monogenetic species, again endemic to Western Ghats, is collected. I'll show some of the photographs of these orchids for easy identification. Eridis maculosa, sometimes the peacock character, the lip will be showing the peacock character, referred to as Eridis maculosa, and Eridis ringens. Two varieties are there. One is white variety and pink variety. Both are present in Western Ghats. This is Eridis ringens. Acampia primosa, tiger orchid. Sometimes people call it as tiger orchid. And bulbophyllum, we are having 8 to 10 species of bulbophyllum in National Aquarium. Bulbophyllum aureum, Bulbophyllum aureum, Bulbophyllum mysurens, white 4 to 5 flowers will come. Bulbophyllum fishery, Bulbophyllum fimbriatum, Bulbophyllum fuscopurpureum, very big flower. This is the biggest of all the flowers of Western Ghats of this Bulbophyllum species. Bulbophyllum fuscopurpureum, Bulbophyllum nilgirians, and Bulbophyllum tremulum. We will have hundreds of spurs on the lip of this flower. This is the distinguishing character. Bulbophyllum tremulum, again endemic to Western Ghats. These are all the except this Bulbophyllum fishery, all are endemic to Western Ghats. And then here is Coeloganes brevis kappa, Coeloganes odoratissima. This is a close-up odoratissima, very beautiful smell. We had collected when we were there in Gudulur area. We were staying in tea estate guest house. First day I collected this and brought one patch of this one and kept in guest house. Next day, complete guest house room was full of aroma. That manager came, sir, some scent is coming, whether you applied any room freshener like that. And that is why, due to Coeloganes odoratissima. This is Coeloganes corymbosa, Coeloganes nervosa. The distinguishing character is presence of nerve-like venations on the pseudobulb is the distinguishing character, resembling the central nervous system. That's why the Coeloganes nervosa, and this is the fruit flower of this Coeloganes nervosa. Coeloganes ovalis, the bull's head orchid, Coeloganes ovalis. Then we are having Cymbidium. Cymbidium also is one of the very important common orchid in Western Ghats as well as all over India. Present. We are having Cymbidium bicolor, Cymbidium aloefolium, very common in almost all throughout the India. Cymbidium giganteum also is present, and some of the other species, Eburnium, Master C also is present in Western Ghats, also Cymbidium. And one more important genus of these orchids. And now coming to Dendrobium, we are having the 13 to 14 species of Dendrobium in Western Ghats. These are some of the endemic Dendrobiums I have shown. Of course, this is Dendrobium aqueum, again endemic to Western Ghats. Dendrobium macrostachym, very common in Western Ghats. Dendrobium crepidatum, some of the rare and endemic to Western Ghats. Dendrobium fimbriatum, both in Western Ghats as well as northeastern India. Once in January and February, if you go to National Orchidium, complete Orchidium will be full of Dendrobium fimbriatum flower and look like golden. Very good look it gives in the form of, especially in the month of March and April, not in February, March and April. This is Dendrobium whitei, again very rare orchid to locate and very, very small flower. Dendrobium whitei, endemic to Western Ghats. Dendrobium herbaceum, very common species throughout the India. Very small white flowers will be there. Very difficult to focus it in the camera. Dendrobium herbaceum. Then we are having Dendrobium heterocarpum, endemic to Western Ghats. Dendrobium anili, green patch in the lip is the distinguishing character. Dendrobium anili. Dendrobium ovatum, very common in Gudulur area, Nadugoni area of Gudulur. If you go after Ooty, full of population of Dendrobium ovatum, you can see. Dendrobium nanum, again a common orchid in Western Ghats. Then we have Dendrobium anomalum, a very rare species. Recently, I have taken the photograph. Of course, I was knowing this orchid Annamalai Tiger Reserve, we visited 2 months back. At that time, I took the photograph of this Dendrobium annamalayanum, an endemic to Annamalai Tiger Reserve. And this is the fruit of this Dendrobium annamalayanum. And then we are having Diplocentrum become common in Western Ghats. Even though orchid never look, this orchid never look beautiful, but the flower color will be very, very beautiful. And then area, we are having 5 to 6 species of areas. The area bambusifolia, the plant body will be like bamboo. That's why known as area bambusifolia. Area pseudocalyx, exactly in the axil of the leaves, 2 to 3 flowers appear, and flower will be very beautiful. Small, not so big, 1 to 1 centimeter big flower will be there. Area polystichia, very common orchid in Western Ghats. And then area nana, again 4 to 5 star-like flowers is the distinguishing character of area nana. Area albiflora. On the pseudobulb, there will be a central this one restriction will be present in the center, exactly half of this pseudobulb. So this is area albiflora. Then we are having the Polystichia concreta, common in Western Ghats. This Eulophia, Flickingeria nodosa, close up the Flickingeria nodosa, again a common orchid in Western Ghats. Then butterfly orchid, Papilanthe teres, even again common in Western Ghats. And Cleistostoma tenuifolium, the most distinguished character is the lip, the spur is like the human tongue. Here is the tongue-like spur coming from the bud, and here you see this is the spur like human tongue. Presence of spur as the human tongue is the distinction character. And this is Liparis elliptica, Liparis vidiflora. Sometimes the ant-like orchid they call. The ants in the Western Ghats, if you go inside the forest, they'll be just in the lines, they will be just moving. So area vidiflora. This is rattlesnake orchid, Polydota imbricata. The tip portion of the inflorescence look like the tail of the rattlesnake. And this is the mouse tail orchid, Oberonia brunoniana. And this is the blooming of this Oberonia brunonia. This is the bud condition. This is the flowering of this Oberonia brunoniana. And this is Lucia zelanica. Lucia zelanica is very common in Western Ghats, and Lucia evangeline is very rare and endemic to Western Ghats. Very rare species of Lucia reported. Even we are having Lucia burchia and Lucia teritifolia. Because of the paucity of time, some of the orchids have not shown. And again, this is Sarhucaria lanceolata, a very, very important orchid named in respect of J.D. Hooker as Sarhucaria lanceolata. This is called this one Holy Cross orchid, Epidendrum radicans. The lip resembles a Holy Cross, you see, Holy Cross like this. Then we are having Papilanthe subulata, again a very, very aromatic orchid. If you just smell it, very nice aroma it gives. Papilanthe subulata. Tineflum always, of course, I have told, leafless and very small orchid. Trias toxiae. The flower resembles the human face. Trias toxiae. Then we are having Vanda testaceae, of course, very common in all places of Western Ghats. We get Vanda testaceae. Again, very difficult to focus the flower. And with all efforts, we can focus this flower to this much extent only. Vanda testaceae, very common in Western Ghats. Vanda thoitsi, again, one rare species of Vanda present in Western Ghats. For the first time in the Tamil Nadu distribution record, we just reported. Of course, first reported by Satish Kumar in Kerala, that's Vanda thoitsi. This is North Indian orchid, Vanda caerulea, blue orchid it is called. Very, very beautiful blue orchid of Western Ghats, even medicinally important. Many of the Dabur company and Himalaya company, they will be in search of this Vanda caerulea for making medicinal preparations, especially for eye medicines. And then Trichoglottis tenera, one more common orchid in Western Ghats. And J. Joseph has given very beautiful description of this Trichoglottis in his Orchids of Nilgiri's book. And this is again Sweden. This is Robecosia josephiana. I told, very, very rare orchid again to Western Ghats. Button orchid, Porpax reticulata. This is the flower of this button orchid. Trumpet shaped flower is the character of this Trias. This is Porpax reticulata, button orchid of this Western Ghats, endemic Western Ghats. Zenicophyton spianum, only monogeneric species present in Western Ghats, very rare and endemic to Western Ghats. Zenicophyton spianum. And this is foxtail orchid, Renanthera inshutiana, foxtail orchid common in Western Ghats. And of course, we take these projects like this collection, introduction, etc. conservation of endemic orchids of Northeastern. When I was in charge of this AJC Bose Indian Botanic Garden. I took this project and I collected many collections in Northeastern India. I did. This is Epigenium amplum, very common in Shillong and Gangtok area. This is tiger orchid, Esmeralda cathcarti, very beautiful. Once if you just see the plant in the field, you will get fascinated. The tiger-like patches, Esmeralda cathcarti is the botanical name. Pleon parax is growing on the tree trunks. This is blue and of course Vanda cerulea. We have collected many of the 50 to 60 species of this orchids of northeastern India had been collected and conserved in Orchids-A in AJC Bose Indian Botanic Garden. Some of that orchids after collection, he is just acclimatizing them, and later it will be shifted to the mist chamber or the Orchids-A which is present adjacent to this one. First, initial acclimatization is being done. Cymbidium also you can see some of the Vandas and some of the bulbophyllum species. You can really have a look of this. Podochilus also is here. Podochilus. And then these are some of the close-up of these flowers. Dendrobium nobile, very beautiful and state flower of Sikkim Gangtok. Dendrobium nobile, very medicinally important also and very beautiful. And this is Esmeralda cathcarti, close-up of Esmeralda cathcarti, the tiger orchid. Then Vanda stanginia, then Nervilia macroglossa, very rare Nervilia species ground orchid. We are located in Itanagar area. And now this publication is also being done on the Orchid Survey and Conservation of Rare and Endemic Orchids of Western Ghats in the Orchid Society. Vanda Thoitsi, a first record for Tamil Nadu, I just told earlier itself. And then Orchid Diversity of Western Ghats Conservation Initiatives are some of the publications. And then we have reported new species in the form of Bulbophyllum palamjiki, a new species from Sikkim Himalayan, and their flower has been dissected and the different parts has been shown, their habit has been shown. It appeared in Phytotaxa, the international journal Phytotaxa. And then recently, one of our students, Dr. Suleiman, now awarded PhD, an inventory of new orchid records from Kozhikode, Kerala. He has published this in Journal of Threatened Taxa. And one more recently, we have published a checklist of orchids of Nilgiri biospheres in Biological Forum International Journal. And this received many appreciations. And a glimpse of ecology and conservation studies of orchids of, I'm completing, just 5 minutes. Orchids of Odisha also has been come up, and some of the books which are used for identification and study. And then germination pattern also we can very well study how the orchids has been tissue culture has been carried out. Some of this methodology I have just shown here, and these are the orchids which has been, these orchids after germination they form PLBs, protocarm like bodies inside the tissue culture. They can be separated and they can be put on fresh media and they show the maturation and suitable formation also formed, and they can be transplanted, and root formation also can be put with the help of filter paper bridge, and liquid media can be used, and they can be made rooting, and they can be transplanted in the mist chamber, and even growth and flowering also has been happened. And then conclusion, Indian orchids are paradoxically victims of their own beauty and popularity. It is obvious that as large orchids enjoy an economic status and demand, their exploitation from nature will continue. Orchids are the victims of their own plight. Some people, they call orchids the victims of their own plight because of their attraction, because of their medicinal importance. They will be collected in lump sum and they will be completely destroyed in their habitat is completely destroyed. So we should be very careful, and sustainable utilization of this orchid should be very important. To reduce this pressure, mass propagation by using conventional as well as tissue culture techniques would also be an important strategy. From last decade, Western Ghats have witnessed large-scale destruction resulting in decline of orchid diversity. Hence, conservation strategies such as in situ, ex situ, cryopreservation, orchid maintenance, and community efforts are very important. People should be sensitized with regard to the importance of these. Are the very important environmental indicators. These orchids are very sensitive plants, and the surrounding people should know the importance of this and what is the rarity of this plant, what is the importance of the plant. We have to just make them understand, and they should be sensitized to not to mass collect them. More efforts are required to be taken for the preparation of national inventories of orchids, identification of rare and threatened orchid taxa to formulate effective conservation programs. In addition to this, local communities and general public should be educated about the need of preservation and conservation of orchids. Otherwise, most of our wonderful species of orchids may get vanished forever. Thank you very much. Long live Indian orchidology. Thank you for their patience. Of course, we could have had a very good discussion if you would have got offline class, and many things you could have discussed. If anything is there, you can ask to me. You are most welcome. Is it effective or is it understandable? Okay, no?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir. It is very
Yes, sir.
effective.
Wonderful, sir.
Time is very,
Wonderful
very
and
short.
marvelous.
Time is
And
very, very short, but I tried
actually,
to
we
so
have
much.
opened us to the world of fascinating world of orchids, sir.
Thank you
Excellent,
very
sir.
much.
Very
Thank you.
wonderful, sir.
Thank you
Very
very much.
wonderful, sir.
One or two people of you get sensitized with this information. That is the most credit for me.
Sir, it is very wonderful that you have remembered all these name of this species. It is most wonderful, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very
That is
difficult to
nothing
remember.
great. You have to only write 10 times. One time writing is equal to 10 times reading. You have to read and write, then it will come.
Yes, yes, sir. Very nice, sir. Very good information, sir.
Thank you very much. If any doubts are there, you can very well ask. Of course, time also is very short. They have already come. I just we went a little faster at the end. So anything?
I have a
Pardon?
how you are going to manage the attack by pathogens.
Pathogens, I told now some of the insecticides can be used, especially the neem cake can be very well used as a insecticidal. This one, of course, they are very sturdy plant. The leaves will be very sturdy. Only leaf will be affected, and sometimes flower will be affected. If you want mild insecticide, if you want, we can use. Otherwise, the neem cake will only just control, and properly alternate day watering will also help to reduce the infection of these orchids. Okay.
That means compared to other plants, these are very resistant.
Yes,
to
very,
pathogens.
very resistant. Some of the leaves are very, very sturdy, very fibrous and very sturdy. That's why epiphytic character is there, na?
Yeah.
And much incidence of infection is very less. Of course, sometimes all organisms are prone to infection. No, sometimes if they are affected, we can use neem cake, and mild insecticide can be, or pesticide can be mild. Okay, and alternate watering will very well help to just regenerate the growth of these orchids.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, anything?
If nobody have any questions, I would like to propose the vote of thanks.
Okay, madam.
Yes, you can, madam.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very grateful and I'm honored to propose vote of thanks to Sharief sir. You have made us to travel through the India, not only the India, mainly the orchid world. You took us to Andaman Nicobar through your slides. I'm very much grateful to you, sir.
Thank you.
And I thank you on behalf of all teacher participants of this 16th RC, HRDC Mysuru, and academic staff college Mysuru, and on my own behalf, infinite thanks to you, sir. Very wonderful lecture it was, and you have also great patience, because continuously 3 hours you have given lecture to us, sir.
Yes.
And it shows just like the orchids, you have the sturdity. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks to all, and all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks to all.
Thank you, sir.
Mm. Close one, take it. How to close? Okay. Here.